Hello and welcome back to the channel. Here we're going to go over quickly how to understand how to read these notes. So first, start off by drawing 5 lines up top on a sheet of paper. And you can always pause this or adjust the playback speed. But I'm going to go slightly fast just so it doesn't take forever to upload. So once you have these 5 lines up top, give yourself some space and then do 5 more. Nice. All right, so next, in order to draw the grand staff, you have to draw your clefs. So here's a treble clef, a little dot goes there, straight line, curve to the right a little, curve to the left, and then loop-de-loop. For the bass clef, the dot goes right there, and draw what I consider a candy cane. Some of my students call it a half of an ear or half of a heart, whatever. And then don't forget the dot, dot. So there we have it. Treble clef for the right hand, bass clef for the left hand. Remember, the treble clef always plays notes that are at middle C and higher. The bass clef always plays notes that are at middle C and lower. Now sometimes the hands will cross over back and forth, but that's pretty rare. Anyway, so here's your grand staff. Now we all know that middle C lives right here in the middle of the 2 grand staffs. That's why we call him or her middle C. But here's the fun part. If this is C and I go up just 1 note to the next space note, C is already a line note. I'm just gonna move up 1 note. That's a very sloppy arrow, but y'all see it. From C to the next note up. If I'm at C and I go up 1 note, now this becomes D. You see what I did? It literally goes line note, space note, 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 line note. So you can count the distance between notes. For example, let me use a different color here. Let's use red. If I draw a note that sits way up here, sometimes this makes my students cry. It makes them have nightmares. Like, oh my gosh, how do I figure out that note? It's easy. All you do is, if you know where C is, all you have to do is count. Now don't count the note you're starting on, count the next note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I know that this new note is 11 steps, or I don't say steps, is 11 notes away from C. So if I'm on C, not including C, I'm gonna start counting 11 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11. G. And by golly, that is a G note. So you see what we did? Even if you don't know the popular phrases like every good boy deserves fudge or all cows eat grass, you can still figure out what note is being drawn or what note you're being asked to read. Now, obviously, the more you see these notes and the more you play the music, the easier it's gonna be, but this is just a basic rundown of how to count the distance as long as you have your keyboard and then figure out the notes. Music is a science. So let's just say, I promise I'm wrapping it up, let's just say that we wanna go backwards in the reverse. If I know that middle C is right here, and I wanna go down, sloppy arrow, down 1 note to this guy or gal, who's that note? I'm going literally down 1 from this line note to a space note. It always goes line note, space note, line note, space note. If you're going up or whether you're going down, it goes line note, space note, line note, space note. It always alternates. So if I'm going 1 note down from C, oh, look at that. This is B in the bass clef. What if I want to read this note? I challenge you to go ahead and count how many steps, or not, okay, again, not steps, that's a whole different thing. How many notes from this B all the way down, counting all the line notes and space notes, to this note. What is that note? Try to comment what y'all think that note is. And if it's right, I will put a like thing, or if it's wrong, I will leave a comment and re-explain the whole process. Hopefully this makes sense. Again, reading music isn't hard. This is just one of the more mathematical approaches. I'll upload another video soon on the different phrases that I like to use to help memorize these, but this is a good exercise. Okay, thanks for watching, and thank you for your time. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye. Picking up where we left off, because now there's actual daylight and there's no glare. So, here's your treble clef, here's your bass clef. And you see all these lines that separate. All that means is these are the higher notes to be played normally by the right hand, and these are the lower notes to be played normally by the left hand. Again, sometimes they switch, but that's not what we're doing. Middle C is right smack dab in the middle. And normally most notes that are lower than middle C in the bass clef, the left hand's gonna take those. All the notes at middle C and above in the treble clef are gonna be played by the right hand. So if you see a note, for example, this D, since it's above middle C and it's in the treble clef, they don't want the D up here, or the D right here, or the D right here. They want the D that's close to middle C. So let's do this. Let's erase that and erase that. And they're just gonna leave those there. Just as an example, let's say I put a note, bam, right here. A nice, happy space note. I'm gonna count it from C, because it always goes line, note, space, note, line, note, space, note. And you just count them. So C, well, from C, we don't count C, but from C to D is one note. From D to whatever here this is the second note. From here to this is a third note. From here to there is a fourth note. And from there to there is 5 notes. 5 whole notes from C. If they're labeled like this, remember, don't count C, but start from C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looky there, it's an A. Now most of us know that whole phrase, F-A-C-E, spells face, or fast alligators catch eagles. You can say whatever you want. You can use, it's called a mnemonic device or a memory device to memorize those, or you can take your sweet time, and if you know where one note is and you're just writing them in to help you memorize them, you can count up from C or count backwards from A. Let's just say, for example, I'm wrapping up, this will be quick. Let's use blue. I like blue. From A, I just want to go down to here. Boom. I'm just going to draw a short little stem there. Now, you know what it is already, so just pretend you don't see that. But let's say I'm at A, and I want to figure out this note. Is this note lower or higher than A? Duh, it's obviously lower. How much lower is it? Well, not counting A, I'm going to go a 1, a 2. This note is 2 notes lower than A. I'm at A. Check it out. A 1, a 2. By God, look at that. It's an F. So, you know, there's different ways of thinking about how to read the notes. I like to show those 2 ways. You can use the memory devices like that, or this one, it's every good boy deserves fudge, or every girl buys delicious food. I don't know. You can say whatever you want to say, as long as it's nice and polite. The bass clef is just the same. You can either start with notes that you do know and count backwards, and we all know how to count, and counting is fun and easy, right? Or count upwards from the bass clef. Just understand that it's normally gonna be down way here low, all the way down low. So let's do a few, just real quick, for example's sake. Let's do this one. Let's do a line note, and let's use a different color, because all colors are great. Boom. How are we gonna figure out this note? What am I gonna do? I have no idea. Pause the video and figure it out. I'm kidding. Don't pause it. We're almost done. If I'm at C, I'm just gonna count backwards. Line note, space note, line note, space note, right? So from C to this note is 1. From here to this spot is 2. From here to here is 3. There to there is 4. There is 5. And from here to here is 6. So whatever note this is, it's 6 notes away, backwards, down low, from middle C. So not counting C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like a D. So yes, indeed it is. Now you also may know the memory device for the bass clef. The line notes are great big dogs fight animals. Kind of mean, but that's how I grew up learning it from my instructors. You could also say good burritos don't fall apart. You know, stuff like that. Those are the line notes. If you choose to do the space notes, the one I was taught way back in the day, in the age of the dinosaurs, all cows eat grass. Or when I heard it was all cars eat gasoline. Whatever you want, nice and fun. So you can have phrases that you memorize, or you can count backwards or upwards based on the note. Again, music is a science. So there's a science side and the creative side. It's up to you. But hopefully this makes sense. If you guys have any questions, obviously you can leave comments. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. New videos whenever I remember to do it. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.